Welcome to another Webflow Workshop. I'm your host, Nelson. All right, this is going to be a little bit challenging for some, but I'm trying to break it down as basic as I can. Now, as you see, the other side, yeah, as you see the landing page right here on the main screen, it looks pretty cool. It's by Digital Surgeons. They're I think a creative agency, and it's really cool. As I scroll down, we got some cool effects happening, and it really gets the message across. And the imagery is just super beautiful. And as I go through this page, I realize, you know what? This can be done in Webflow. Starting from scratch. And then look at this, a blurred out background, and then this nav bar right here. That's really cool. It's very unique. I haven't seen this done before. But as I broke it down visually, I noticed, you know what? This can be done with the new CSS filters, the whole blurring effect. And I've seen someone do it. Let me go to forum. And it was Rowan who actually took up the challenge. I said, hey, on the forums, blur your site when opening a menu. I think this could be done. And he was actually able to do it. Let me show you. Let me give you a taste. And while this is loading, I want to say thank you to everyone who's early in the chat room. Thank you to Mindwire, Anna, Alexandra, Robert, Bob, Vlad, Executive Director in Naweed. Welcome back. So check this out. He has done it. If I open up the menu, blurs out. Amazing. So it can be done, and with a little bit of trickery. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Welcome back, Michael. Glad to see you. So here we go. We're going to recreate just the first 3 rows. So we're going to have a background video here. Actually, let's break it down visually right now, okay? So we have a background video. We all know how to do that already. This nav bar right here, it's just an interaction, okay? You click on the menu icon and it slides away. And then a full screen menu slides in, okay? So let me show you that again. Watch it go to the right and slide in from the right to the left. We have a hover effect for these. Really easy to do, okay? And then we have that blur effect and just simple big type. As we scroll down, now I'm not going to do exactly the same interactions that they have done, like that one-click scroll thing, which can be done with custom code, but I don't want to touch custom code. I want to show you what you can do, how much you can accomplish without custom code within Webflow. Okay, hover effect. Wow, look at that hover effect right there, and then a pulsing circle. I'll see if I can get into that one soon. So I'm going to do the first 3 rows. So here we go. So this first row, background video. Let's do it. So I've already uploaded 4 assets, okay? So we have the background image for the second row, background image for the third row, hamburger menu, and then a closed hamburger menu icon, okay? So first thing we want to do is add a background video, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Drag in a background video, upload the background video. It's Digital Surgeons, there we go. So again, with background video, you can design while it's uploading and transcoding. You don't have to wait for it to be done. And so I'm going to give this a class name of hero. Give it a height of 100 VH. VH means viewport height. Okay, so always be top to bottom. Okay, I'm going to close this while it's transcoding. Okay, and what's next? We have content in the center, so let's try to play with Flexbox. I'm going to play with Flexbox, and I want it to be aligned to the left and align center, so I can add in a div block inside of here. And already we're vertically aligned center, and we're going to call this hero content. And I want to put some margin. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some margin, like 15%. Nope. Right probably right there, 10%. And in there, I'm going to add in my heading. Okay, and we're going to put enter the arena. So I'm going to copy this into the arena, paste it, and it needs to be bigger. So let's call it Hero H1. And what we learned from Jason a couple episodes ago, we learned how to use M's, right? So I'm going to use M's. To do that, I have to go to my body tag and set my font size to 100 and pixel line height to 100%. Okay? Now, if you're not familiar with M's, go check out 2 episodes ago, or so, 2 or 3 episodes ago when I talked to Jason about responsive typography, and you'll understand why it's better to use M's nowadays. Let's go ahead and probably let's do 5 M's by 1 M on the line height. 0.75. Ooh, that's too close. 85. There we go. And they're probably using a different font, but for now we'll just use something that looks like it. Has to be super thick. Does this one have super thick? No. How about Open Sans? That's good right there. Okay, we're not going for exact, we're just trying to recreate this. So I'm going to switch back and forth between the real thing and my design. Okay, I'm going to copy this piece of code or text, put the text blocks here, and there we go. And you notice that this kind of wraps around, so we should probably put a width, a max width on this one, probably like 550. Oh, lower. Probably like that. Every brand. Okay, so it's 400. Like that. How about let's try. Does it break at brand? Oh, it breaks at every. All right, there we go. Right there. All right, this could be a little bit bigger. Let's just go for it. 6.5. 6.55. Nice. Cool. And I think there's a little bit of space at the bottom. Let's remove that top margin, push this down a bit, and let's go Hero second copy. Italicize, and there we go. And then we have a button. Cool. And we're going to put the button here, and it's gonna, let's call it white, or hero button. And I spelled hero wrong. Let's fix that. Hero. Alright. And then the background's gonna be white with the text going to be black. So sometimes Webflow does this where the color is supposed to be a certain thing. You can override it by just opening the color picker and then dragging the dot around and then going back to where you want to go. So I did that, and now it's back to 333. How you can tell that you've applied a color is if this turns blue. Okay. Oh, if you can't read my screen, if the quality isn't good, it's in the YouTube settings, Bob. Just choose a different quality. It should be good. All right. Let's see here. The second copy needs to be pushed down a bit more. There we go. And it's pretty big, so let's go ahead. What's their content? Ready to go. Ready to go. And I'm guessing it's all caps. Let's go ahead and fix this guy. And fix this guy. Oops. Alt. There you go. Something bigger like that. And then I can do border radius 25. Yeah, that's about it. Boom. Ready to go. Ready to go. And it's kind of bold, so let's go ahead and bold it. Right there. It has some sort of, there we go, turns into red. And so how to do that hover is you would go to the states right here, and then you can change your background color. Like, I don't think it's that red. It's probably like right there. Okay, let me add that red to my swatches. Okay, cool. And also the font is going to change the color to white, and that should be good. Now when I hover over it, it's very jarring. It doesn't have a smooth transition. So how to do that on your regular state, see how I'm on none right here? You can scroll down to the transitions part, click on the stopwatch, and then choose what you want to change. So I'm changing my background color, and it takes 200 milliseconds for the transition to happen. And I'm also going to add a second one. And it's going to be font color. And there we go. And so now when I preview it, I have that same effect. Look at that. It's only been, what, 5 minutes? And we already got this hero done. Let's keep going. Let's add the nav bar. The nav bar is going to be fun. All right, so the nav bar, I don't want it inside of the hero. I want it floating by itself. Okay, so how am I going to do that is I'm going to recreate a nav bar without using the nav bar component. Yes, you can drag this in, makes it even faster. But if you want complete control over every aspect of your elements and the interactions, I would suggest building it from scratch. It might take longer, but it's well worth it if you want that complete control. So let's do it from scratch, okay? I'm going to drag in a basic nav block, a basic div block, okay? I'm going to give it a class name of navbar, and I'm going to set the position to fixed and set it to right, all right? The background's going to be black, but opaque a bit. Let's go to 40. I think that's good. All right. Whoop, where'd you go? Here, navbar. There we go. Okay, and so let's give it some padding. Let's say 25. Yeah, I'm just guessing numbers right now until I actually see it. And let's go ahead and put a nice link block at the top. And inside of that link block, I'm going to put in my hamburger. Come on. There you go. Whew, that's big. We don't want it that big, right? So I'm going to go down here. If you guys haven't noticed, down here you can see all of your parent elements of where you're selected. Pretty cool if you want a quick way to see your element structure. All right. Let's make this a little bit smaller. I'm going to call this hamburger. And let's go ahead and set a width for it. Say 25 pixels. Is that good? Yeah, 25 pixels is nice. And I'm going to... Hello, Dan. Welcome. Welcome, Nate. That hamburger is much too large. Yes. Too much burger. Let's see here. Actually, no. I don't need anything after this, huh? Yeah, it's just that. Okay, so any hover state. There is a slight hover state where... let's just skip that for now. That hover state's very, very small. Let me fix this. Let's say 15. Hello, Marius. How are you doing? All right, so we have this nav bar, and I want to set the Z index to like 100. That way, there we go. Cool. So we have that happening, and for this nav bar, let's go ahead and when I click this, it's going to slide to the right, okay? So it should be, if I click anywhere inside of this nav bar, you know what? Let's make it more obvious by changing the cursor. So down here, the very bottom, we have these cursors, okay? You can change your cursor to any of the default ones that web browsers have. So I'm going to use a pointer to help tell the user that, hey, you're hovering over this thing. It is clickable. So I'm going to go ahead and set an interaction to this. So how we do that is I go to the objects panel at the top right and add a new interaction. I'm going to call this slide navbar out. Yeah, out. Okay, And so the trigger is when I click anywhere inside this nav bar, on the first click, and we're only going to use one click, I'm going to set the transform to move this on the x-axis 100%. So it pushes it off to the right. Okay? And I'm done. So here's what it looks like. Amazing. Yeah. Pretty amazing. So that's the first part. All right? Now let's go ahead and do the second part of this nav bar where a huge thing slides in. Okay? So let's go ahead and slide that in. So let me visually break it down. I'm looking at the get in touch button. What happens with the get in touch button? It comes in a little later, but it's still part of this whole full page wrapper. See how it slides out to the right? Same with these boxes. So if I click close, oh, okay. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and put another div block. Again, I'm starting from scratch with all these. I'm not using pre-made Webflow components. That way I have full control over what I want to do. So I'm going to call this full page nav. Actually, let me just call it nav menu. All right, and we're going to make this fixed, full screen, and let's go ahead and add, let's make this 101 for the Z index. So it's the topmost layer. Set it to black. Kind of dim out the background. There we go. Cool beans. And then there's these guys right here. So how would I do that? I would put a div block that's forced to the right. So let's go ahead and do that. Ooh, we can flexbox this thing, huh? Thinking. Let's try it. Experiment. So I'm going to flexbox this thing, and I want them to push to the edges, to the left and right. So what I mean is, if you see here, we have something on the left and something on the right. So rather than trying to make them float or using position, why not try flexbox? Yep. So let's go ahead. And so this one is our flex parent, this nav menu. And instead of using columns, I'm going to use a basic div block. So this first div block is going to hold the get in touch. Okay. So let's see here. CTA wrapper. And this one is also going to have flexbox. And it's going to align it to the bottom. So that way when I put a button, it goes down there. Nice. We'll fix that later, but for now, going back to the nav menu, I'm going to add another div block and watch what happens. See, it's already on the right. I don't have to use any floats or positions. It's beautiful. All right. Next, let's go ahead and make those things. You funny host, love that thinking face. Okay, I have a thinking face? Can someone send me a screenshot? I'll probably put it on my Instagram. All right, so we have this div block, and we're gonna call it nav menu flex. Okay. In that way, this one's gonna be flexbox as well, and it's gonna be in a column. Direction is going up and down rather than left and right. And yeah, and this is stretching from left to right. Yeah, cool. Okay, so we have a link block. And inside of this link block, we have a piece of text. And that text is going to say, we're just going to make it fast. We're going to call it the game. Okay. And this is going to be called nav link. And let me just copy paste it 2 times. There we go. Now we have 3. We're only doing the first 3 rows. Okay. So the game. Wait, did I name it? Oh, I didn't name it. Here, let me delete these. I thought I named it nav link. Interesting. There we go. Nav link. Attaboy, Flexbox, where the party at? Yeah, it is. Oh man, I've been playing with it so much. I'm like, no more floats. Floats was such a hard thing to grasp. So we got the game. Okay, so there's a lot of padding around this thing. So let's go ahead and fix that guy. Fix the padding to be oh so huge. We'll say 35 on the top and bottom, and probably 55. Come on, there we go. 56, 55 on the sides. Ooh, that's probably too much. Let's go 25, 50, 45. Come on, there we go. Cool. No underline, and make sure that it's white. Okay, so we have a bottom border for all of them except for the last one. So go ahead and do that. So border is 1. Set it to white. There you go. Oh, I'm doing it on the nav link. Wrong one. Oh, that was strange. No, I was doing it on the right one. Let's try that again. Border bottom. Interesting that it... Oh, that's why. There we go. So the type inside has the navlink class. That wasn't supposed to happen. There we go. Set it to white. There you go. That's why the paddings look weird. Let's see. 40 and 80. Yeah, good to go. And I'm guessing all caps. Yeah, all caps, bold. Bold, all caps. And this one's the game, the players, the crowd. The players, the crowd. Oh, it needs to be centered. There we go. This nav menu needs a border to the right. 1 pixel white. And now we have the whole... I'm thinking it scales up. We can use a scale for this one. So let's go ahead, and the hover state of this is a scaling effect. We go up a bit. Let's go like that. And let's say the font size probably goes to ooh, 75 M. Nope. 85. There we go. It has to stay the same, so that way when I hover over it, the font size doesn't move. And the background should be red. So let's see here. If I... Something like that. Cool. All right. And lastly, let's add the timing. So the timing is supposed to be background color. Also, I'm transforming it with the scale, so I have to go to transform. And also, I have the font size. So, font size. So, we have those 3 things happening. And so, boom. Pretty cool. This guy is kind of moving, so maybe we should set a width to it. A certain set width, like that. So that way it doesn't move. And there we go. Cool. All right, there we go. We're getting close, guys. All right, so we have that. We have that going on. Now we need a close button. So this nav menu flex right here. I'm going to use position absolute, and so I'm going to set this as position relative because I want to make the close button a position absolute. So I'm going to drag a link block in, and inside of the link block I'm going to have the huge X. Okay. Oh, good call, Vlad. The border bottom's supposed to be removed on hover. Let's go ahead and do that. This one, style, none. There we go. And go back to my none state and also add a transition where the border goes away. Let's see that happen. Good call, Vlad. Like it. Moving on. So I'm at this nav block. I'm going to call this close menu. And with this, I'm going to set this to a width of 25 pixels and set to position absolute top right. Move it back a bit in the negatives. 50, push it down a bit. Let's get some padding up in here. Let's say 10. So if that's 10, this needs to be 35. Come on, 10. There we go. Ah, nah. Let's go 45. There we go. 10. 10. There we go. Move it off a little bit more. There. Push it down a bit. Cool. Am I getting it? Ah, it's bigger than the thing. Alright, alright. That should be good right there. Ah, 16. Whatever. Alright, does hover effect? No hover effect on this one, but it closes. Cool! Alright. Forgot this guy. So let's go ahead. The CTA wrapper, it probably has a padding of, oops, remove this. Padding of, say, 35, and we're going to say 35 again here. And what's the style? So it's an outline button. So I'm going to call this outlined button. The background is set to transparent, but it has a border all the way around of white. And the call to action is get in touch. Get in touch. All caps. Boom. More padding. Alright, for time's sake, I'm not going to really care about the exact pixel size. And so, sorry. Let's see, bold. Alright, cool. So we have that. Cool. Now, if you notice, again, the get in touch doesn't fade in until a couple milliseconds after this guy comes in, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this as opacity 0 for its initial appearance, okay? To do that, I'm going to set a interaction, and I'm going to call this hide CTA, or call to action. Its initial appearance is going to be opacity 0%. And that's it. I don't have to set a trigger because the trigger is going to be set on the hamburger button. Okay? All right. And then this whole thing right here, the whole nav menu, okay? I'm going to give that an interaction as well. Hide nav menu. And its initial appearance is, does it fade in or just slides in? Okay, it just slides in. Okay? But we're going to make it fade in. So initial appearance is going to be 0% opacity, and I'm going to move it to the right 100 pixel or 100%. All right? So that's its initial appearance. And now back to the trigger for the hamburger or for the nav bar. What I'm going to do is that nav slide bar out. I'm going to also slide in, okay? I'm going to slide in the on click, slide in the nav menu. Okay, and on its first click, and only need one click, let's go ahead and opacity 100, and also move it to its origin. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Well, you'll see it. All right, done. And also, I'm going to set another interaction for the CTA wrapper. Was it the CTA wrapper or what did I name that guy? Outline button. Okay. Set it for the outline button where on its first click, I'm going to wait for the animation to happen. So I'm going to wait 500 milliseconds and then set the opacity to 100%. Okay, so it fades in. But you know what? 500 milliseconds is not that much time. I'm going to set it to a whole second. Okay, 1,000 milliseconds. And done. So let's see how it looks so far. And there we go. So next, I just need to set an interaction to close this. So this close menu, I just go backwards. Close menu. Okay. So when I click on this close menu, I want the outline button to fade out. Okay, and that's it. Another click interaction, I want the nav menu, the whole thing, the nav menu, to move to the right 100% and fade out. Okay. Lastly, when I click on that close menu, I want the nav bar on the first click to move back in. So move back to its origin and done. And so look at that. And now the trick that Rowan did that blows my mind is that he just took the page content. So let me wrap this in div real quick. The hero. Page content. He created a symbol out of it. Unlink. Yeah. Okay. So he just doubled up on the page content. Okay. So I'm going to copy and paste. And so now we have two of the same thing happening. Okay. We have two page contents. Okay. Yeah. Page content. And then, so this is a trick I'm trying for the first time live. Okay. So bear with me. There you go. And they're floating on top of each other. And so this page content right here, let's go ahead and hide. Let me try to figure out, actually 100%. This page content right here. Sorry if I'm moving a little bit fast. I'm trying to figure this out. This filter is going to be blurred. Yes. Yes. All right, cool. Right there. All right. So this one has the filter and this one doesn't. So this guy will turn, this one has a opacity of 0%. Oh, and this is the real page content. Dang it. I can't name them the same thing. What do you call it? Page content regular. Okay. And this page content is blurred, right? Yes. Okay. And this was the one with interaction that's hiding it. Okay. So if I look at it, it's not blurred. That's what I want. Okay. Hopefully this works. If not, we'll try again next time. Nav menu. Marius, the joy of Webflow magic. Yes, it is magic. Those engineers and the team at Webflow just blow my mind every day when they're saying, oh, we're going to work on this. Oh, we did this. And I'm like, I can't keep up. You guys are awesome. All right, so where am I? I'm trying to think, how do I make this blur after I click on the nav menu, hamburger menu? Let's try this. On click, page content regular will fade out. All right. And then when I click, page content with the blur is going to fade in. Let's see. It kind of works. There you go. And then the close, let's go ahead and fix that up and do page content will fade out to 0%. and the page, oops, and the page content reg will fade back in. Let's publish this. See how it works. Is the video working? Okay. Oh, you guys. Here you go. So pretty. All right. My broadcaster software is saying I'm using too many CPU usage. It's probably because I have two videos playing at the same time. There's just layers on top of each other. So I'm going to delete that and figure that out for another day. It's using too much processing power, and that's a bad thing. Okay? So let's go ahead and remove what I just did. But hey, we experimented, it was fun. But, you know, some things you can't do unless you want to break a user's computer, which is always a bad thing. All right, so there you go. I'm gonna republish this so I don't hurt anyone's CPU usage. But yeah, so we have this guy. Beautiful. All right. You know what? The page content, let's push it back. I'm not really happy with it yet. I always have to do something. Okay. Page content reg. First click, set that back up to 100%. And then for the nav bar, I'm going to set that to, click page content reg, set that to opacity 30. And because it's white, that's because my body tag is set to white by default as a background color. So I'm going to fix that. We're going to my body tag, body all pages, and set this to 3. There we go. And let's look at this. There we go. It's not quite the, I think I can go further. It's not quite the blur effect, but it'll do. It'll do. Let's go to 10. 5? Cool. Do 5. It's just really pushed back. And that's it. Now I just got to add the new other section. So let me just use a div for now. Come on, don't be shy. Right there. Okay, and we're gonna call this row 2, and this row 2 is going to be 100% high or 100% VH, and the background is going to be assets. Is going to be the biker. Okay, set the cover. Don't repeat, so it looks like this. Okay, I'm not gonna put the type. Actually, here, let me just put the type. There. Row 2 is going to be flex. There you go. And we set to white. There you go. And then let's just copy and paste and call this row 3. Oops, I didn't mean to rename it. Remove it. Oh no, what did I do? Row 2. There you go. And I'm guessing my background. Let me try it again. Huh. I confused Webflow. Let me refresh. Scroll down, there we go. And then my row 3 is going to be flex. There, 100 VH. So it's just all rinse and repeat. Assets. MMA fighters. There we go. And let me turn this guy off for now. Let me just turn him off for now. so I can mess around with this text right here. So we have the players. Nope. The players. Oh, there we go. Right there. Whoa. That's a lot of text. Oh, I'm using hero 1. Remove, and this shouldn't be H1. This should just be H2. Cool. Let me just say H2. Right. 4M, 1M, 0.25, 85. There you go. 3, something like that. Like that. Cool. And for this, because I want to do a scroll down, I'm going to set an ID. I'm going to call it row 2. And then this one, I'm going to call it row 3. So when I click on my navbar stuff, it automatically scrolls down. Okay, this one will be white. And this one says the fierce competition. Let's set this to 2. Remove. Give it H2. And there we go. So yeah, 42 minutes, past the hour. Let me publish this. So the basic building blocks of this Enter the Arena landing page, which is really cool. Great job to Digital Solutions for making such an awesome landing page. There's a couple of things in Webflow that you can't do natively, but all the basic building blocks is here. All right, as you can tell, like the stuff that you can't build natively, but you can still put in custom code into Webflow is this parallax scrolling, right, or parallax mouse movement. Okay. If you see the rocks, they're moving as I move my mouse. And then the whole, I scroll down once, click, and it goes to the next slide. Click, it goes to the next slide. All right. So that stuff you can't do on Webflow, but you can still put the building blocks in and then put your custom code later. Let's go ahead and finish this up since I'm already here. Nav menu, let's turn that back on. Turn it to flex. And this guy, I'm going to go to the link block settings. Choose a page section. I'm going to click here, go to row 2. And then click here. This one goes to row, this one goes to row 2. This one should go to row 3. And I did not make a row, I did not make an ID for the top row, so let's go ahead and do that. Page content reg. I'm going to give that an ID of hero. Go back to my nav link right here and set this to hero. And that should do it. There should also be, let me guess. If I click on this, it goes away. I need to finish this, guys. I need to finish this. Ugh. Always something small to play around with. Okay, so when I click on this, not only does it move to the appropriate area, but the nav menu needs to show up, and the nav menu needs to leave, and the nav bar needs to come back in. So I'm going to be nav link click as my interaction name. And for the trigger, when I click on the nav link, the nav menu goes away. And how it does that, it transforms, it moves 100% to the right and fades out. When I click, the nav bar comes back in, so it moves back into origin. And also my outline button fades out. So those three things are happening. So if I go here, I click on the crowd. Oh, if I go to players, no, the game. Oh, there we go. Ooh, why is that happening? Oh yeah, my opacity has to come back in. So click page content reg opacity 100%. Done. And I'm going to apply this same interaction to these other two buttons. So now when it's done, boom, when it's done. Oh my gosh. Publish that bad boy. There you go, guys. Okay, now I'm done. Now I'm done. Let's go check it out. All right. There, the players. There, the crowd. Woo! It's fun. Have at it, guys. Let me go ahead and give you guys the... Let's do this. Set it to public. Make it public. We call it Enter the Arena. Created during a Webflow. Created during a Webflow Workshop. Originally designed, gotta give proper credit, by Digital Surgeons. Live site here. Oops. Yes, you can clone it. Select site. Digital Surgeons. Cool. Alright. Yes, you can clone it. Create public page. There you guys go. Have at it. Have fun with it. Site settings. Designer. Alright. 47 minutes and I did the basic building blocks. It can go so much further than that, as you know. Now, for the next section, or next segment of our show. Questions. What are you working on? Let's hear them. Let's see them. Yeah, that was fun. Oh, man. Had a blast doing that one. Let's scroll up and see what people were saying while I was, like, in the mode. I was in the zone. If you're doing flex direction column, you can just do justify content stretch. And the nav links will fill entire containing div. Oh, yeah. Dan, the man. So I can do this and... bloop. There we go. Oh, these also need to be flexed as well then, because they need to... There you go. Great suggestion. Let's publish that. Thank you, Dan. So now, if I add more... So... See how they're nicely laid out? If I add another one, it'll always be good. It'll always be perfect because of flex. Let the computers handle the measurements. Side note, I see there are some Webflow templates on the Creative Market now. Yep, we teamed up with them and it is awesome. Check them out, creativemarket.com. They're doing a, let's see here. creativemarket.com. They're doing a little welcome party for us. If you see here at the top, celebrate the launch of Webflow's new shop. That's awesome. Thank you guys at Creative Market. You guys rock. Hi, is there a Flex show coming soon? I did a Flexbox workshop. Let me see here. Webflow.com/workshops. I scroll down. I'm gonna go to there we go. Designing Flexbox layouts in Webflow. So let me give you the direct link. Boom. Another one. That's what DJ Khaled said. 47 minutes felt like 10 minutes. Yeah, right? It went so fast. Susie at Webflow, webflow.io. Let's see what you're doing. Cohen. let's see here. I don't know this language, but so, oh, cool. Okay. Nice. Nice. Very big buttons. That's really good. Nice hovers. Nice cards. Yeah. This is great. I have nothing to say about this one, rather than it's pretty awesome. A little bit more space at the top and bottom of here, because right now it's, as you just quickly scan down the page, this could get lost within all this other stuff. So if there is more space, that would be good. Okay. Good hovers. With these hovers, I don't know if it's a background gradient. What can you do? You might want to try the transition, like I showed you with the hover effects. Try the background color, see if that works with the transition. So it's not just a jarring hover effect, it's more like a fade in of that gradient. Good use of iconography. Maybe these icons could come out more if they were yellow to keep with the theme, because right now it's very muted. It's like everything is just a standard color, and it's like it's not really calling out to me. So make these icons, the brands, yellow. Okay. Yes. So you have yellow here, and then you don't see yellow at all until you get back up here. So yeah, adding yellow to these icons would really help. Okay. Okay, we got a table going. Nice. I would add more space between your hero row and the start of your table. So in between here, it's way too close. Push it down a bit. Oh, you have a horizontal scroll. You might want to check out what's doing that. I'm guessing it's the interaction. Yep. So make sure you hide your overflow so that horizontal scroll doesn't show up. See, if I go here, I can go like this. So make sure you remove remove that and you'll be fine. All right, next one. Great job, Cohen. A huge thanks direct from Mexico. Yay! Thank you, Mexico, for joining. Yes, the whole country of Mexico joined me today. Gerard was representing them. Mindwire. Always a pleasure. What is this? Oh man, you're gonna make me happy again. Oh, that's an actual web font. Bad. Alright, is that a background video? And background video with a background image. Ah, dude, the background video is transparent? What? Stop it. Okay, we got a pagination right here. Let's go here. Okay, so if I were to click that, I kind of passed everything. Huh. Not sure how you would fix that, but dude, the storytelling on this is beautiful. To keep it, so you have a lot of animation, you have a good animation happening here because it's a background video. I would put an interaction where this just comes in, a scroll interaction to this, kind of like history of animation. And then I would do the same thing here. And maybe take it even further and get a counting up script, where a JavaScript where it starts at 0 and then it counts up to 44. Mamba is an upcoming project, not done yet. Oh yeah. It's great so far. Yeah, interactions and counting up would really help. Great job, dude. Storytelling. Look, you did the Bugs Bunny thing that history animation did. Wait, no, this is just a. Maybe it is. Huh. Really good job. Really good job. All right. Anyone have any questions? Woo, that was a fun one. Let's see, scrolling up. You're literally writing CSS with an interface. Yes, that is the power of Webflow. I did not code a single thing. It just still blows my mind. Every day I use Webflow, I'm like, whoa, you can do that. I mean, the whole Flexbox thing and not using floats is amazingly powerful. What do you mean you just lost the game? Not sure what you mean by that. Yeah. Alright, so while I'm waiting for the last couple of questions, do my usual sign-off stuff. Yeah, so if you need any design help, there's a lot of awesome people in the community, especially the ones in the current live chat. Thank you guys so much for being in the live chat and interacting with me. It's always fun to be with you guys and teach you guys and also learn from you guys as well. To join the community, go to forum.webflow.com, create a free forum account, and start talking, start helping people, and start learning off of people. People genuinely want to help. Many thanks to our moderators there, our community experts. They have a tough job of trying to help as many people as possible there, and I thank them so much for helping us out. They just do it out of their own free time, and they volunteer to help you guys with your projects or with anything that has to do with Webflow. If you want to follow Webflow on the social channels, you can see it down there at the bottom. Our Twitter account is Webflow app, or on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Webflow. If you want to chat it up with me, I'm on Twitter at ThePixelGeek. For any account, billing, or technical issues, hit me up and the rest of the customer support team at support@webflow.com. We'll help you out as fast as possible. What else? This happens, if you're not familiar, this live workshop happens every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So go ahead and convert your time zone to your time zone. Just set a reminder for every week, because I will be here and I hope you will be here as well. And if you have any suggestions for a topic, just go on the forums and suggest in the workshop category, hey, you should talk about this in your next workshop, and I'll get to it. Let's see here. Upcoming workshop events that I have planned. I have another special guest. Her name is Jane. She's in the UI. She's wrote a book about UI, and she's a consultant for UI UX. She wrote a book, and you can follow her on Twitter. It's UI Breakfast. So I'll be talking to her next month. Also next month, big news. I'm going to get Vlad, the CEO, not the Vlad in the chat room right now, but Vlad Magdalene, one of the co-founders of Webflow. He's going to do an AMA, Ask Me Anything. So you guys should be here for that. I'll announce it on my Twitter stream as well as on the forums to let you guys know when that's happening. But it's coming up soon, next month. So be ready for that. Wow, no more questions, you guys? Oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, hello, Ebibi. You should turn off the background sound in your website. There's a background? I don't hear anything. Oh, I don't have my headphones. That's why. Whoops. There, I turned. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. It's been fun. Hopefully you guys learned something. Jay Sugar, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you can come next week, as with all of you guys. Thank you, and I'll see you next week. Go out there and make the web beautiful. See ya.